Okay. So okay. So I feel like this script here, well, not this one. Let me first show off the party. So the order matters here. These two don't really matter, though. I feel like it would be better to go Carpenter Thief. So Wizard first for obvious reasons. Good AOE, S for great, whatever. 1.2 attack group. And by the way, if you don't have good enough relics, just use find a script Soda Stain. There is a video showing the guide. I will link it or show it. I don't know. Okay. So once you get good enough relics and you have good enough magic, this actually this is a really good setup here. Wizard first for strong AoE, Dark Mage for when he does foretell, because then they can do backup and also do AoE. Nurse because they need a healer, Carpenter for a specific reason, and Thief obviously to skip chests. Though if you have that little oddity shop thing where you just destroy chests altogether, this is kind of useless here. And the Dark Lord for Dark Savior, and for a different reason, which is called Jander's. Okay, for the script here. For main, ally HP under 50% first aid. You want this to be first because the nurse needs to heal. That's the entire reason why you have the nurse. So this needs to be first. This needs to be first in front of all these, because if this is last, it will never first aid. And HP, self HP less than 100%, strongest group heal. For some reason, it wouldn't let me use group heal here. Specific skill, yeah, it wouldn't let me. Wait, it will, okay. Self HP, 100% group heal. Ally HP, under 100% group heal. Self MP, is greater than 70%, use foretell. This is for the wizard. Enemy team alive, greater than 1, use S for great. Enemy team alive, 1 knocks in. You can't use strongest group attack because then the Dark Lord will use Shadow Slicer, and that's slower, though more effective. Self HP, 70% defend. Ally HP, 70% defend. And this is so that way the healers can actually heal. And enemy isn't or nailed it. This is why you want the Carpenter after the nurse. Because if the reason why I have the Carpenter here is so when there's only one enemy, they all defend, nurse heals, and then the Carpenter just one shots. Because there's a reason why I have this above this. The S for great thing versus the defend. Because if they tried to heal when there's 2 people, one person would still get a hit. So yeah, and enemy team alive equals 1 default attack. This is for a Dark Lord. That's the reason. Also, another good reason why I have him is because he attacks first, and it saves a lot of time. So basically, I want the Dark Lord to always defend, but if there's one enemy, he attacks. Team alive, greater than 1 defend. This is also for Dark Lord. These 3 are for Dark. This doesn't belong here. These 2 are for Dark Lord. So yeah, that's my script. I think it's an okay script. I don't really know how to improve it. I want to figure out how, but it's just, I don't know how. Okay. And here it is in action. We're gonna see how many floors per hour we like get to. In the beginning, foretell is actually kind of like it makes it worse because we have save for healing fairy. So foretell kind of just wastes a turn, but later on foretell is like very OP. So in the beginning, foretell actually is a lot worse than just doing it normally. Also, it really depends on your key level. Like if your little key relic is not like high enough, foretell is kind of just gonna be really not that good. See, right now since we use foretell, once we get to the next like alternate path thing, warp is gonna be the next option. Because that's what foretell does. It makes warp always the locked thing, which is also why I make it so foretell can't be used after 70 mana, because I need the healing fairy. But usually, the healing fairy just comes anyway. Like, I don't even need the script to do it itself. Like, it just comes anyway. There it is, warp. Look at the force per hour. 2,242. See, now this script is not good if you don't want warp, because it's not even, well, I mean, actually it is still good. You just have to remove the foretell. Because believe it or not, excavate is actually, see, there we go, right there. Excavate is quicker than Noxen. I think excavate is actually the quickest AoE. If Shadow Slicer wasn't so slow, I would just be using that. But I'd still be using the wizard, because the wizard also doubles. It doubles the amount of warp and obviously foretell. So honestly, I still think I would be using wizard for AoE. Simply because foretell. But if not, then I just would. If I'm not going to use warp, then I wouldn't use the wizard. The wizard, that's the only reason why I actually have the wizard. That's the only reason why I use the wizard, because it had double. This is, by the way, this is all. I didn't like look this up. I just decided, I mean, obviously, for Soda Stain, they said use Blizzard for strong AoE. I didn't believe it, but I'm starting to agree. It's very strong AoE. It's a lot better than the Dark Mage, but all of this entire setup was all just me. I'm very proud of it. Though it's probably not the best setup, but it's a setup. Obviously, you can get a better setup. There's no way this is just the best setup. The only way this can really go wrong here is when they one-shot Dark Lord. Because if the Dark Lord's alive, then really we can't lose here. We literally just can't lose. And we can't even lose because, the ambush. The ambush, we keep on healing, and it's a perpetual loop of them hitting us. We keep on healing, them hitting us, we heal until they lower us down to 0 because of that little script thing I have where where I have the excavated Noxen above that little defend thing. So that way it's always going to be on 1. It's the little things. The little things. I don't know how to improve it, though. I really want to improve this. I think this script has potential. force per hour with warp. Yeah, it usually averages around 2400. Though if you don't have magic clock, which I'm sure you would have magic clock if you have all of these with these relics, but if you somehow don't, then it's probably not going to average as much, but still really quick. See, for Janitor, usually he attacks first, but nope, Dark Lord. I'm getting kind of shit loot, but you can customize the equipment. The equipment, I do recommend having like staffs for these guys that have extra damage, but everything else, also the little the mythic cooldown, the reduce current party cooldown by one thing. That's also kind of important. But otherwise, everything else you can change. That's not really dependent on that, you know. So you can change that. I'll go to floor 30,000. It shouldn't take that long, considering floors per hour is 2,542. So reach there in less than an hour. I'll probably cut to when I reach there. I kind of want to make a video where it's just this script, but it just keeps on going. So like I start at level 1 and I just go and go and go and see how good the script actually is, because I don't want to just assume right off the bat this is the best script ever, because I don't know if it is. I don't know, like, I don't know, you know. Like, I mean, obviously it's also dependent on the oddity shop, because if you have destroy chests, the thief is useless, because the only reason why I have the thief is so that way I can get the chest quickly. So maybe if you get that, then you can replace the thief with something else. But then again, I also have nothing for the thief. Like, the thief has nothing in my script. Because the thief, the only thing the thief has is, well, steal and ransack. And both of those are for farming. And with soda stain, they're just kind of useless anyway. So yeah, I feel like, you know, you could probably just replace the thief if you have a good oddity shop, but everything else I think is mandatory. But you could probably also replace the carpenter. Because I think the script actually does begin to break a little. No, yeah, a little. It starts to break a little once the wizard decides it doesn't want a one shot anymore. We went up 400, almost 400, in the span of almost 10 minutes. That's playing with the magic clock and remove monsters instantly. That's Oh, look, I think we're actually about to die here. Yeah, I think we're dead. Yeah, we're dead. I think we got like really bad RNG there. We kind of just gotta